What's going on, people, and welcome to my match week 14 Premier League predictions. And we got quick fire games Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday before the Saturday games again and the Sunday games. So football galore, let's get into it. First up, we got Newcastle versus Norwich. A tough one to call on recent form, especially for Norwich. They're on a good run. Dean Smith taken over there recently. And Newcastle with Eddie Howe now in charge. This could be a tight one. I think the most likely outcome is a draw probably. But I'm going to edge it to Newcastle 2-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is a draw or even if Norwich nick it because of how their form's been recently. I want to go 2-1 Newcastle. Next up, we got Leeds versus Crystal Palace. It's a tough one again. Palace lost their last game. I thought they were going to beat Villa, and they actually lost. And Leeds missing key players at the moment, and defensively they're a bit questionable. But I'm going to go for a 1-1. Them being at home, Leeds, I feel like that might get them through the game, even though they're a bit shaky. I think Palace have the better squad, but they've just lost their last game. Their confidence probably isn't as high as it was. I'm going to go for a 1-1. Southampton versus Leicester. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leicester. I feel like they've just got a bit more firepower than Southampton. But it is at Southampton's ground, so that could play into their favour. I want to go 2-1 to Leicester, though. Watford versus Chelsea. I think Watford are a little bit underrated, and people probably disrespect them a little bit when they play them. They've definitely got enough going up front. It's just defensively, can they cope? And consistency. I think they can trouble a lot of teams. I think, do you know what I mean? It's a different level when it's Chelsea. And I'm going to go for Chelsea to win 2-1. West Ham versus Brighton. I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham. They're at home. Brighton I do like, but they've been struggling a little bit recently. So I think West Ham would just be too strong for them, and I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham. Wolves versus Burnley. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Wolves. I feel that Wolves play the better football, and I just think that they're going to have a little bit too much quality for Burnley, and I think that they'll edge it, so I'm going to go 1-0. Villa versus Man City. Look, Gerrard taking over there, won all his games so far with them, and they're at home. So I wouldn't be hugely surprised if they could nick a win or grab a draw. But being that it's Man City, again, similar to Chelsea, it's a different level. And I think that ultimately City are just going to have too much quality. May take them a while to get the winner maybe, perhaps. But I think that City will go through and get the 3 points. So I want to go to 3-1 for Man City. Then we got Everton versus Liverpool, Merseyside derby. I think it'll be pretty routine for Liverpool. It's at Everton, but missing players, Everton, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin. I think that they're going to struggle. And Liverpool are on fire at the moment. So I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. Tottenham versus Brentford. I'm going to go for a 1-1. Tottenham are struggling. Confidence-wise, Conte's still not really got to grips with the team. They had a horrible result in the Europa League conference the other night. And Kane's not at it like he was. Son's struggling now as well. They're just struggling. And I think Brentford are more likely to win this than Tottenham are, even though they're the away side. But I'm going to go for a 1-1. I just think that Tottenham might get a goal early on in the game, and Brentford will either get the equaliser or go 1-0 up themselves. I just think that they'll cancel each other out pretty much. I think Brentford will play the better football though in this, and I think that they'll probably have more pressure on Tottenham, but I don't think that they will be able to actually get the 3 points off of them, being that Tottenham are at home, and I think they're shut up shop. So 1-1. And then lastly, Manchester United versus Arsenal. The game that I grew up on that made me fall in love with football a lot. The days of Vieira, Keane, Perez, Henry, Bergkamp, Ronaldo, Rooney. Do you know what I mean? The list goes on and on. Beckham. It's an interesting one because I feel like Arsenal are one of the best teams in the league at the moment in terms of just the turnaround they've had at their club. Arteta is finally getting them playing good football. and actually they're tough to play against now and not throwing games away. And Manchester United, obviously, there's a lot going on around the club right now. Ranić is now officially a manager. All the stuff with Ollie recently, though, the club is up and down all the time. We're at home for this one, and I think that we will grab a winner, even though form-wise Arsenal are better than us at the moment. I just feel that we're going to nick the result in this one, being at home, and drawing with Chelsea. I feel like Chelsea are better than Arsenal, and I think because we're at home, we will do enough to get the 3 points, and I think it'll be a 1-0 for us, probably Ronaldo, but I think it'll be 3 points for Manchester United, so I'm going to go 1-0 in that against Arsenal. And I'll be back at the weekend, guys, with the next set of Premier League predictions. And soon, hopefully, probably next week at some point, I have another top 10 dropping that I haven't done for a long time. So look out for that as well. I hope you guys enjoy the football this weekend and the games Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And I'll speak to you soon.